Magandang araw, ako si Sir Dave Escala at guro sa Santa Cruz Institute. Dito tatalakayin natin sa video ito ang project management na ang chapter 1 ay project management in today's time. Pero itong chapter 1 ay minabuti kong hatiin sa dalawang part para hindi ganon kahaba itong video at mas madaling maunawaan. At the end of this chapter, the learner will be able to describe the nature of a project, distinguish between different classification of projects, recognize the phases in the project life cycle and the pertinent activities in each phase, and last is characterize project attributes and their distinctive features. Nowadays, creating project is no longer a luxury, but a necessity. Frequently, a business is confronted with making a change like the improvement of software for an enhanced business process, the construction of a building, the assistance effort following a natural calamity, and the expansion of sales into a new geographic market. These changes are best planned and expertly managed as project. Okay. In today's world, sabi, in creating a project isn't just optional. Hindi na optional. It's essential. Kailangan na. Madalas, yung mga nagnenegosyo ay kailangang mag-adapt o kailangang sumabay sa mga pagbabago tulad na lamang daw ng pagde-develop ng mga software para mapabuti ang proseso sa kanilang mga negosyo. Next, sa pagtatayo ng mga gusali, syempre, kailangan natin dyan ang matinding pagpaplano. Kinakailangan din natin yung planning o pagsasagawa ng isang project sa pagtulong sa mga naapektuhan ng mga kalamidad o sa mga pagpapalawak ng market sa ibang lugar. These changes need to be well planned and managed effectively as projects para masigurong maayos at matagumpay ang pagkakabuo ng isang proyekto. What is project? Ano nga ba ang isang proyekto? A project is a temporary, unique group activity intended to meet specific objectives with constraints and requirements in scope, budget, schedule, resources, performance factors, and value designed to meet customers' needs. Based from the definition, a project is different from the organizational effort being undertaken by most organizations because of the following reasons. Okay, bago lahat, unahin natin ito yung paliwanag. Sabi, ang project daw is a temporary and unique group activity that aims to achieve specific goals with certain constraints and requirements. Ito ay may mga limitasyon sa scope, budget, sa schedule syempre, resources, performance factors, at value na nakafocus sa pagtugon sa pangangailangan ng isang customer. Ang isang proyekto daw ay naiiba sa iba pang mga gawain ng ibang organisasyon dahil ito ay temporary. Ang project ay may simula at katapusan. Ang proyekto ay may simula at may katapusan at hindi tulad ng mga permanenteng operation. Unique. Ang proyekto daw ay unique. Bawat proyekto ay may sariling layunin at resulta. Kahit na maaaring magkapareho, ang mga ito ay iba at iba pa rin ito sa ibang projects. Siyempre, ang projects na naka-assign sa isang location, halimbawa ay nagagawa ng tulay, ang project na tulay para sa isang barangay ay para lamang doon. Hindi ito pwedeng madoble. Basta ang project ay palaging walang katulad. Specific objectives, malinaw ang layunin na gustong makamit ng proyekto, unlike sa regular operation na mas general yung kanilang goal. Sa madaling salita, ang proyekto ay may tiyak na target at time frame, kaya nangangailangan ito ng maayos na pagpaplano at pamamahala. Okay, bakit nga ba sinabi nating kakaiba ang project sa function ng ibang organization? First, it has an established objective. Ibig sabihin ay may klarong layunin ang proyekto na nais makamit. Halimbawa, kung ang proyekto ay mag-develop ng bagong software, ang layunin nito ay lumikha ng isang application na makakatulong sa business process ng kumpanya. Ang project, tatandaan ang project ay laging may klarong layunin. Next, it has a defined lifespan with beginning and an end. Sa madaling salita, ang project ay may tiyak na oras, kung kailan ito magsisimula at kailan magtatapos. Sa madaling salita, parang may kontrata. Halimbawa, ang pagtatayo ng bagong building ay may schedule mula sa groundbreaking hanggang sa pagbabukas ng bagong gusali. Sa iba pang example, dito sa atin, pag nagagawa ng kalsada, makikita naman natin, may mga tarpaulin lagi yan. At doon nakalahad kung ano yung details ng project na yon, sino yung contractor. Okay, kung i-connect natin dito sa lifespan, makikita din natin doon sa tarpaulins ng mga ginagawang kalsada dito sa atin kung kailan na magsisimula yung project na yon at kung kailan dapat ay tapos na ang paggagawa ng project na tulad ng isang kalsada. Next, it requires the involvement of several department and professionals. Kailangan ng iba't ibang department at professional para magtagumpay ang isang proyekto. Halimbawa, sa isang construction project, kailangan may engineers, kailangan may architects, at kailangan may project managers para magtulungan sa iba't ibang aspeto ng proyekto. Dahil alam naman natin na yung mga engineer, architect, at yung mga project managers, magkakaiba yan ng expertise. Yung engineer, magaling yan sa pagpaplano. Yung architects, magaling yan sa pagsusuri. Yung project managers, magaling yan sa pagmamanage ng mismong paggawa. Now, it is doing something that has never been done before. Ibig sabihin, gumagawa ito ng bago na hindi pa nagagawa dati. Halimbawa, ang pag-develop ng innovative technology gadget na walang katulad sa market ay isang proyekto dahil ito ay unique at wala pang ganitong produkto. Next, it has specific time, budget, resources, performance, and value-added requirements. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Ibig sabihin, ang project ay may tiyak na oras, budget, resources, performance standards, and value-added requirements. Halimbawa, sa isang marketing campaign, may limitadong budget, target na audience, at deadline para sa mga deliverables na kailangang matugunan. In short, a project is focused effort with a clear goal, time frame, and specific requirements that distinguish it from a regular operational tasks. Okay, a project must come up with an output upon its completion called deliverables. A deliverables is the measurable and tangible outcome or the result of the completion of the project or the end of the project's life cycle. Okay. In project management, a project must produce an output upon its completion. At yun yung mga tinatawag nating deliverable. Yung deliverable, tatandaan, ito yung output. Ang deliverable ay yung nasusukat at nakikita na natin na resulta ng proyekto kapag natapos na ito o sa pagtatapos ng proyekto. Okay, narito daw yung mga uri ng deliverable. May 3 uri. We have the hardware deliverable, software deliverable, and interim deliverables. Yung hardware, ito yung mga physical na bagay na maaaring hawakan. Example, kung ang proyekto mo ay mag-develop ng bagong office space, Ang mga hardware deliverables dyan ay yung maaari makagamitan tulad ng lamesa, ng upuan, mga prototype ng equipment na kailangan para sa bagong office. Yung software naman, these are items like reports, studies, handouts, and documentation. Ito naman yung mga document o ulat na nagbibigay ng impormasyon o resulta ng proyekto. Halimbawa, kung ang proyekto ay isang research study, ang mga software deliverables ay maaaring mga reports, studies, and handouts at iba pang dokumentasyon na nagpapakita ng findings ng research. Next, the interim deliverable. These are items that could be hardware or software and gradually advances as the project progresses. Ito yung mga deliverables na makikita sa iba't ibang level ng project habang ito ay isinasagawa. Maaaring itong hardware o software na patuloy na nagbabago at umuunlad habang umuusad ang isang proyekto. Halimbawa, sa isang website, ang interim deliverable ay yung maaaring mga prototype ng website o yung mga beta versions na patuloy na ine-edit at pinapaganda. Sa madaling salita, yung deliverable ay yung mga konkretong resulta na inaasahan sa pagtatapos ng proyekto. At ito ay maaaring hardware, software o mga interim na output na makikita habang tumatakbo ang isang proyekto. Next, we have the classification of a project. Management always makes emphasis on projects that address the needs and objectives of the organization. There are 5 classifications of projects in the portfolio of most organizations: compliance, emergency, mission critical, operational, and strategic management. All projects are selected based on selection criteria linked to organization strategy, except compliance and emergency ones due to the necessity nature of its execution. Okay. In project management, projects are classified into different types based on their purpose and importance to the organization. Okay, ipaliwanag natin yan isa-isa. First, we have the compliance project kung tawagin. These projects are required to meet legal or regulatory requirements. Kaya nga sabi dito, it is must project to meet the new requirements enforced by the management itself and regulating bodies like the government penalties await non-compliance. Halimbawa, kung ang kumpanya ay kailangan mag-upgrade ng kanilang data protection system upang sumunod sa bagong data privacy laws, ito ay isang compliance projects. Kailangan itong gawin. Sabi, must project. Kailangan itong gawin para maiwasan yung penalties o legal issues. Minsan, may mga nakakataas sa atin na kailangan, na nagdidikta sa atin na kailangan nating sumunod sa isang patakaran. Tulad na lamang ng example dito, healthcare information protection projects and environmental regulations projects. Kailangan makakomply tayo sa ibinibigay na requirement ng isang project. Next, we have the emergency project. It is a must-do project. Must din to. That is required to meet emergency condition. If not done, will impair operation and will not be able to fulfill the core competencies of the firm. Example, rebuild factory damaged by fire, renovate plant destroyed by strong typhoon. Okay. Yung emergency projects ay ito yung mga urgent projects that address immediate needs or problems. Halimbawa, kung may biglang nasirang bahagi ng opisina dahil sa isang natural na sakuna, ang pagkukumpuni na nasirang area agad isang emergency project. Ang mga ito ay kailangan gawin kaagad para maibalik sa normal yung isang operation. Next, we have the mission critical. It is a project critical to the mission of the firm. If not accomplished, shall cause immediate and unacceptable negative impact to the business. Example, construction of a data center for an application service provider and a new facility to test products. Okay, these projects are essential for the core operations of the organization. Ang mga proyektong ito ay directly affecting the main functions of the business. Halimbawa, ang pag-develop ng bagong system na magpapatakbo ng core business processes ng kumpanya ay isang mission-critical project. Kapag ito ay naayos o natapos, kapag hindi ito natapos, maapektuhan ito yung buong operation ng negosyo. Okay, tandaan nyo yung nagkaroon ng error ang Windows. Siyempre, doon sa NAIA, doon sa airport, lahat ng system doon ay pinapatakbo ng Microsoft. Nung nagkaroon ng error ang Microsoft, lahat ay natenga. Lahat ay natigil ang operation. Dahil walang gaganang system eh. Kaya yan yung mga tinatawag nating mission critical project. Next, we have the operational. Ano ba yung operational? It is considered necessary in order to give full support to the present operations like delivery systems, upgrading for efficiency, product cost cutback, and performance enhancement. Example, the Six Sigma projects. Okay, ano naman tong operational? These projects are aimed at improving at maintaining day-to-day operations. Halimbawa, ang pag-upgrade ng IT infrastructure para sa mas mabilis na proseso ng trabaho ay isang operational project. Nakakatulong ito sa pagpapabuti ng pang-araw-araw na operasyon ng kumpanya. Next, we have the strategic. It is a project that is vital to support the long-term mission of increasing revenue and market share. Example, new product design and development projects. Okay, these projects are designed to support long-term goals and strategy of the organization. Halimbawa, ang pag-demand ng negosyo sa bagong merkado o sa new market ay isang strategic project. Ang mga proyektong ito ay mahalaga para sa pag-abot ng long-term vision ng kumpanya. Okay, the project life cycle. Okay, hindi lang pala buhay ng tao o hayop ang may cycle. Hindi lang pala mga material ang may cycle. Mismo yung mga project daw ay merong life cycle. Okay, sabi dito, a project life cycle is also referred to as project lifespan. A project life cycle is a compilation of a common sequential project phases from the time it is originally envisioned until the time it is either made use of as a success or discarded as a failure. The life cycle of a project serves as a basis for managing a project considering its limited lifespan. There are expected changes in the degree of effort and focus for each stage in the cycle of the project. There are a number of life cycle models based on the kind of industry or type of project. Okay, ano naman ibig sabihin nito? The project life cycle or project lifespan refers to the series of phases a project goes through from start to finish. It helps manage the project effectively considering its temporary nature. Nandito yung breakdown ng phases in the project life cycle. First, we have the conceive or initiation. Ito yung tinatawag nating pagpapasimula ng isang project. Sa phase na ito, you will define the project objectives and technical requirements. Dito mo itatakda ang scope ng proyekto. Kinikilala din dito yung mga kinakailangang resources like pagbubuo ng team, at dito hinihingi yung suporta mula sa mga key stakeholders na tinatawag. Example, if you are starting a new app development project, you will define what the app should do, what resources you needed, and who will be the part of the team. Okay, next, we have the planning. During this phase, all comprehensive specifications, schematics, schedules, and other plans are developed. The individual pieces of the projects are broken down. Individuals' assignments are prepared, and the process of completion clearly described. Okay, alam naman natin yan, planning, pagpaplano. During that stage or during this stage, you develop detailed plans including specifications, the schedules, and other important documents. Dito, binibigyan mo ng structure yung proyekto sa pamamagitan ng pag-breakdown ng task. Paghahanda ng assignments at paglalarawan ng process ng completion. For example, for the app development project, this is where you create a timeline, assign tasks like coding or designing, and prepare the budget. Next, we have the creativity. Ang pagkamalikhain. This phase focuses on the level of innovation needed. It involves the finding creative solutions to challenges that arise during development. Sabi pa nga dito, it is the level of innovation. Tatandaan, pag creativity, nandyan lagi ang innovation. Example, during the app development, creativity might involve designing a unique user interface or coming up with innovative features that set your app apart from competitors. Dapat creative ka, dapat innovative ka kung paano mo gagawing kakaiba yung iyong project sa project ng iba. We have also the uncertainty. This is the degree of risk related with the project. Normally, the riskiest in the beginning of the project when many challenges are still unknown and have not been discovered and dealt with. Okay. Dito sa uncertainty, inaalam mo kung ano yung mga risk. This phase deals with the risk and uncertainties of the project. Karaniwang pinakamataas yung panganib sa simula ng project. Alam naman natin yan. Pinakamahirap lagi magsimula. At sa pinaka simula lagi, maraming risk. This is where you address and manage potential challenges and risk. In the example, in the early stages of the app project, you might face risk related to technology, failures, or unexpected technical issues. You need to identify this risk and find ways to mitigate them. Okay. Ito na yung huli dito sa first part ng ating chapter 1. We have the project attributes. Ano ba yung project attributes? Project attributes are set of descriptive features and restrictions of a project that describe significant information regarding the project and communicate it to different stakeholders. They also illustrate project performance and activity condition. Project attributes provide us the foundation for gathering and evaluating project statistics. Usually, they are utilized in planning, monitoring, measuring, and controlling project activities. Various project attributes are used in project analysis in order to discover and settle risk, verify cut-off date status, keep an eye on milestones, allot resources, deal with changes, and act on other activities on the project management process. Okay. Ano ba ito? Project attributes when managing a project understanding its attributes or defining features is crucial. Mahalaga to. These attributes give us important information about the project and help communicate its status to different stakeholders. They also have the project, ano, they also show how well the project is performing and what its current condition is. Okay. Nandito yung mga tinatawag nating key project attributes. First is the importance. The project must be significant enough to top the management in order to rationalize putting up a unique organizational unit beyond the routine structure of the organization. The project will surely fail if majority of those in the organization believe that the project is not really essential. Some signs that the project is not important consist of the following. First, top management does not talk about it. Next, the project leader belongs to a low stature or rank. Next, the assignment of the project is delegated to an overstaffed employee. Next is progress of the project is not being monitored. And failure to oversee the needed resources for the project. Okay. Halimbawa, kung ang proyekto ay walang regular na pag-update mula sa management o hindi sinusubaybayan yung progreso, maaaring magduda tayo sa kahalagahan nito. Alam naman natin na ang hirap kumilos kapag kakaunti yung naniniwala na kaya nating achieve yung isang bagay. Alam naman natin yan, kahit sa personal nating buhay, hirap na hirap tayong kumilos kapag walang naniniwala sa atin na sa ating pinapahalagahan. The project must be significant enough for top management to justify creating a special team for it. Kung yung mga top managers ay hindi ito pinapansin o yung project leader ay hindi agree sa atin, maaaring hindi ituring na mahalaga yung isang project. Next is the scope o yung saklaw na tinatawag. A project is a one-time activity that has a detailed set of desired outcomes in order to attain the project goals. The project must be broken down into subtasks. The subtasks needs cautious synchronization and control concerning time, precedence, cost, and scope due to the difficult nature of a project. Okay, ang proyekto ay may tiyak na layunin na dapat ma-achieve. Dapat itong i-breakdown o i-breakdown sa mas maliit na task o subtask na tinatawag para makamit yung layunin. Halimbawa, kung ang proyekto ay magtayo ng bagong building, dapat itong hatiin sa mga phases tulad ng design, construction, at saka sa finishing. At sa bawat phase ay kailangang maayos na i-manage sa oras, gastos, at sa scope, o sa saklaw. Next, we have the lifespan with a fixed deadline. A project has a life cycle just like any natural bodies. It usually starts below, then advances into a peak, passes to a decline before completed within a deadline. A successful project ends by being part of the customary current operations of the parent organizations. However, a project may also fail. Ano ba ibig sabihin yan? Panahon ng proyekto, lifespan. A project ay dapat may tinakdang oras kung karaniwang nagsisimula sa mabagal na pace, umaabot sa peak at pagkatapos ay bumababa bago matapos ang isang deadline. Halimbawa, ang isang marketing campaign na nagsisimula ng planning phase, mag-i-intensify sa implementation at pagkatapos ay magde-decline habang nagtatapos yung campaign. Dapat alam natin kung kailan dapat kailan dapat nagsisimula ang isang project, kung kailan dapat nagpipintura na kung sa building. Dapat nasusunod yung schedule para para matapos natin yung pinaka-output natin sa mismong araw ng deadline. Okay, we have also the interdependencies. A project may interrelate with other projects being undertaken at the same time by the parent organization. This interrelation is ordinary, particularly in competing for scarce resources. Besides, a project always interrelates with the parent organization's customary and current operations. A project may also interrelate with the functional departments of marketing, finance, operations, and human resources and the like. Unlike the normal and the patterns interrelationship of the functional departments, that with a project is variable. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, when say interdependencies, sa Tagalog, ito yung pagkakaugnay. Ang proyekto ay maaaring konektado sa iba pang proyekto sa loob ng isang organization. Maaaring magkaibang proyekto ang nagko-compete para sa parehong resources. Halimbawa, doon tayo sa mga IT. Sa isang IT project na kailangan ng parehong hardware resources na ginagamit din ng isang bagong product development project ay nagiging sanhi ng resource conflict. Next, we have the uniqueness. No two projects are exactly the same due to some degree of customization. The presence of uncertainty in a project makes it impossible to compete it in a routine manner. Ibig sabihin, pagkakaiba. Walang dalawang proyekto na magkapareho. Lahat ng proyekto ay may kaunting pagbabago o yung tinatawag nga nating customization dahil sa may uncertainty at bagong challenges. Halimbawa, kahit na ang bawat construction project ay may parehong goal na makapagtayo ng gusali, ang bawat isa ay may unique pa ring challenges tulad ng location, design, o yung mga regulations. Kaya, imposible talaga maging magkatulad ang isang project. Okay. Last two, we have the resources. Majority of the resources required of a project has a restricted budget. Budget is usually implied rather than comprehensive but is firmly limited. Yung mga resources na kailangan ng proyekto ay kadalasang may limited na budget. Kadalasan, ang budget ay pinapahiwatig lamang at hindi laging detalyado. Ngunit ito ay mahigpit na kinokontrol. Halimbawa, kung ang proyekto ay nangangailangan ng special equipment, dapat maglaan ng sapat na budget at siguraduhin hindi lumalampas dito. Okay. Hindi pa. We have the conflict. A project normally struggles with functional department in terms of human resources and other resources. In a multi-project organization, the battle is the project versus project clash for resources. On the other hand, personnel working on a project must report to two bosses at the same time. The project with this situation is the differing objectives and priorities of these two superiors. Conflict. Okay, yung proyekto ay madalas na may conflicts sa mga functional departments para sa human resources at sa iba pang resources. Sa isang multi-project organization, maaaring may clash o banggaan sa pag-itan ng mga proyekto para sa mga resources. Like, sa project team ay maaaring may conflict sa HR department dahil sa dalawang boss na may magkaibang priorities, ang project manager at ang functional manager. Okay, understanding the attributes helps us in effectively planning, monitoring, and completing projects, ensuring that they meet their goals and they are completed on time within the budget. Okay, so hanggang dito muna ang ating chapter 1, pero ito ay part 1 pa lamang ng ating chapter 1 At dito natin natalakay na kung ano yung project, classification of a project life cycle, at project attributes. Bale, 4 na topic yung ating natapos dito sa ating first part ng ating chapter 1. At sa chapter 2, sa next video natin, next pre-recorded lecture, itatalakay naman natin yung primary goals of a project, why project management, and limitations of a project management. So hanggang dito na lamang muna. At abangan na lamang na mag-notify sa inyong Google Classroom yung ating next part ng chapter 1. Thank you!